Now let's find out what's in our community. For more than 50 years, the Massachusetts Commission Against Discrimination has been the state's chief civil rights agency. Joining us now with much more is Chairman Malcolm S. Medley. Malcolm, it is an honor to have you here.
Thank you for having me, Kelly.
So first, Massachusetts has always been a pioneer in the enforcement of anti-discrimination laws. So tell us how the MCAD got its start.
The MCAD started in 1944 as a result of what was expected to be some federal funding to create what would then be the Fair Employment Practice Agency. The federal funding fell through in 1946, and at that time Governor Tobin decided to commit some state funding towards the effort. And so in 1946, the Massachusetts Fair Employment Practice Agency was created. That later became the Massachusetts Commission Against Discrimination, and of course the jurisdiction at that time was only limited to employment. Since then we've expanded to include housing, public accommodation, and we also cover areas that might not be as familiar to people, such as CORI, use of criminal records, and the Massachusetts Maternity Leave Act. And so back then, the Commission took in about 500 cases, rendered about $2,000 in awards. Today, we take in between 4,000 and 5,000 cases per year, and we render sometimes some sizable awards to provide relief to people who've been the victims of discrimination.
So walk us through what qualifies as discrimination, and if someone has been discriminated against, how can they file a complaint?
Well, in its simplest form, and from our perspective, of course, discrimination occurs when someone receives some adverse treatment as a result of some characteristic that they have, what we call protected categories, whether it's race, gender, sex, religion, age, disability, and places of national origin. So we offer those protections to individuals. If someone feels that they have been received some adverse treatment because of those reasons, they can file a complaint with the MCAD. We have intake officers, we have investigators, we have a team of lawyers who will review the case, investigate the case, and if necessary, make a probable cause determination, and in some cases a lack of probable cause determination.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about MCAD's investigative process once a complaint is filed.
One of the unique things about the MCAD is that there is no requirement that a person has a lawyer accompany them through the process. If someone doesn't have a lawyer, they simply come into the MCAD, they meet with an intake officer, they state their claim as to why they believe they were discriminated against. Once that complaint comes in, an investigation is started. We have lawyers, assistant investigators who will try to determine what happened. If there is a probable cause determination, the parties are given an opportunity to conciliate the matter, to settle the matter, and we offer our conciliators to facilitate that process. If conciliation fails, of course, the matter proceeds to a public hearing, and we have hearing officers who will hear evidence in the same way that a trial is conducted in court, and those hearing officers will render decisions which may result in an award of damages. If there is a lack of probable cause, of course, the matter is closed at the Commission.
And finally, Malcolm, why should someone turn to the MCAD?
I believe people should come to the MCAD, number one, because of the passion and the expertise that we have within our agency. We understand the emotion behind someone who claims that they have been discriminated against. We understand what evidence we need to look for. We also understand, by the way, that someone who is wrongly accused of discrimination needs to be vindicated. And so we take a very neutral approach to our investigation. We offer a cost-effective, meaning no cost, for individuals to come in and process their claims. We hope that we have an expedited process as opposed to what might occur in court. And we know that people who come to the agency expect to get some sort of response from us that will satisfy them, even if it's not in their favor.
Well, Chairman Malcolm Medley, so much great information. Thank you so much for coming and sharing all this information with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
And if you would like to learn more, or if you've been the target of discrimination, go to mass.gov/MCAD.